Hello everyone, and welcome back to our channel. Today, we are diving into a massive development in global politics that puts South Africa at the center of the world stage. President Cyril Ramaphosa has officially taken the helm as the new G20 President, and with this, the European Union has thrown its full support behind him. But that's not all. This backing comes with a staggering €4.7 billion package aimed at helping South Africa transition to cleaner energy and ramp up vaccine production. This is a huge win for South Africa, not just economically but also politically. It signals that the country is a key player in global affairs and that Ramaphosa's leadership is gaining recognition. But why is the EU making such a major investment? What does it mean for South Africa's energy and healthcare sectors? And how will this impact ordinary South Africans? Stick around as we break it all down. South Africa's struggle with coal and the clean energy transition. Let's start with the energy side of things. South Africa has long been dependent on coal for electricity generation. In fact, over 80% of the country's power comes from coal-fired plants. While coal has fueled economic growth, it has also made South Africa one of the biggest carbon emitters in the world. Load shedding, environmental concerns, and pressure from international organizations have made it clear South Africa needs to transition to cleaner energy. That's where this EU funding comes in. A significant portion of the €4.7 billion will go towards helping the country move away from coal and invest in renewable energy sources like solar and wind power. This means modernizing infrastructure, creating green jobs, and improving energy security. For South Africans, this could be a game changer. Imagine a future with less load shedding, lower electricity costs, and cleaner air. But of course, the transition won't be easy. The coal industry employs thousands of workers, and moving away from it will require careful planning to avoid massive job losses. The government will need to ensure that workers in coal mining and coal-powered industries can transition into new roles in the green economy. Vaccine production, a new era for South Africa's healthcare sector. Now, let's talk about the second key area of this deal, vaccine production. If there's one thing the COVID-19 pandemic taught us, it's that Africa has been overly dependent on other countries for vaccines. During the crisis, many African nations struggled to get access to life-saving shots because wealthier nations hoarded supplies. South Africa has already been working to change this, and the EU's support will help accelerate those efforts. Part of the funding will go towards expanding vaccine manufacturing facilities in South Africa, allowing the country to produce its own vaccines instead of relying on imports. This move isn't just about South Africa, it's about the entire African continent. With stronger vaccine production capabilities, South Africa could become a hub for distributing vaccines across Africa, ensuring that future pandemics don't leave the continent vulnerable again. Why is the EU making this move? Now, you might be wondering, why is the European Union investing so heavily in South Africa? Well, there are a few reasons. 1. Geopolitical strategy. The global landscape is shifting, and major powers are looking to strengthen ties with African nations. The EU wants to deepen its relationship with South Africa as a key partner. 2. Countering other influences. Countries like China and Russia have been increasing their presence in Africa, making huge investments in infrastructure and resources. The EU wants to ensure that it remains a major player in Africa's development. 3. Climate commitments. The EU is leading efforts to combat climate change, and helping South Africa transition away from coal aligns with its broader goals of reducing global carbon emissions. This partnership could also have major economic benefits for South Africa. Stronger ties with the EU mean more trade, more investment, and potentially more jobs for South Africans. What this means for Ramaphosa and South Africa's global position. For President Ramaphosa, this is a huge political victory. He has been working hard to improve South Africa's global image, attract foreign investment, and strengthen diplomatic ties. This deal proves that his efforts are paying off. As the new G20 President, Ramaphosa now has greater influence on the world stage. This funding from the EU gives him a strong bargaining position in upcoming G20 meetings, allowing him to push for policies that benefit not just South Africa but also other developing nations. It also comes at a crucial time for South Africa's economy, which has been struggling with high unemployment, slow growth, and energy crises. This deal could provide much-needed economic momentum, bringing in new opportunities and industries. The challenges ahead. Of course, there are still challenges to consider. Will the funds be used effectively? South Africa has faced issues with corruption and mismanagement in the past. Ensuring that this money actually goes towards clean energy and vaccine production will be crucial. How fast can South Africa transition away from coal? Moving away from coal is necessary, but it must be done in a way that doesn't devastate local communities that rely on coal jobs. Will South Africa become a true vaccine hub? Expanding vaccine production is one thing, but actually delivering high-quality, affordable vaccines to the rest of Africa will require strong planning and infrastructure. Final thoughts and what comes next. This €4.7 billion deal is a game-changer for South Africa. It positions the country as a leader in clean energy and healthcare while strengthening its role on the global stage. But the real test will be in how these funds are implemented. South Africa has a huge opportunity to modernize its economy, create new jobs, and ensure a brighter, cleaner, and healthier future for its people. The world will be watching to see how this plays out. What do you think about this major deal? Do you believe it will help South Africa? Or do you have concerns about how the funds will be used? Drop your thoughts in the comments below. And if you enjoyed this deep dive, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell so you don't miss any future updates on global affairs and African politics. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you next time.